All right, now we're going to continue our top 50 players of 2024. We are now to 40 through 36. So let's get started with number 40, your AL Rookie of the Year, Gunnar Henderson.
Yeah, we are through the first 10 of this list, and now to the top 40. Gunar Henderson, last week's friend of the pod, the unanimous AL Rookie of the Year. Really excited, one, to have him on again. That was twice this year we had him. And for the year he had 255, 28 homers, 82 RBIs, and an 814 OPS. It was cool. I talked to Gunnar about, hey, you just won the AL Rookie of the Year unanimously. And when I had you on earlier in the year, I said, hey, who's the 2023 AL Rookie of the Year? And without hesitation, he goes, Gunar Henderson. And I said, okay, well, what's your next goal? What's next? You're 2024, going to be a big year. What's your goal? He said, I like to shoot big. I want to win an MVP award. And it was just cool to hear that from such a young, exciting player in the game, to hear that confidence. I think he's going to have a big year. I have him at number 40 for next year's top 50 players.
All right, on to number 39. We just saw him on the all MLB first team pitchers, Zack Gallen.
Yes, another friend of the pod, Zack Gallen. Just saw him in person at the World Series. Watched him throw a couple games there. Really, really good year for him. 17-9, a 3.47 ERA, 220 strikeouts. Zack Gallen, maybe this year, will be his first year where people know the name because he pitched in the World Series and was on that big stage. But he has continuously been one of the most underrated pitchers in the game of baseball. Hopefully that changes now. By the way, D-backs rotation, they have the best rotation in the NL West right now. They got Eduardo Rodriguez, Zack Gallen. Merrill Kelly was good. Brandon Pfaadt will be good. But Zack Gallen is the ace of this team, and I think will be in 2024. He'll have a big year.
All right, moving on to number 38, your boy, two-time World Series champ, Alex Bregman.
I'm excited to see the year that Alex Bregman has in 2024. We've seen him have an MVP type of year, and then we've seen him have good third baseman kind of years, which I would say was last year, 262, 25 homers, 98 RBIs. That's a really good year. I think Alex Bregman is and can be better than that. I really do. And I think he's going to have a big 2024, and I think he's going to force the hand of the Astros. We've heard a lot of talk with Bregman, and specifically the front office has said things like, we want Kyle Tucker to be a Houston Astro for life. We want Jose Altuve to be an Astro for life. With Bregman, there's question marks, trade talks, what's going to happen. I think he has a big year. I think he gets back to those MVP type numbers. Do I think Alex Bregman wins the AL MVP next year? I do not. But I think he can hit around 280-ish with 30 to 40 homers and over 100 RBIs and have a really good year.
All right, moving on to 37. He was one of the biggest free agent signings last offseason, Xander Bogaerts.
Yeah, he's going to have a better year this year. He is. I think Xander Bogaerts was injured for the majority of the year.
Yeah.
I think whatever was going on in San Diego was just didn't work for anybody. He hit 285 with 19 homers and 58 RBIs. Look for that to be over 300 next year.
Yep.
A little more power. He's not a big power guy, but he is a big average guy. So this was a down year for him. Don't expect more of that. I think he's going to be healthy. I don't think we heard a lot about the injury concerns that Xander Bogaerts was dealing with. I think it was just these nagging injuries that were creating problems for him, and he really didn't look like himself. So whether that be change of scenery and putting a lot of pressure, whether that be the injuries, whether that be, this is another talking point I find interesting.
Okay.
Hitters seem to struggle in San Diego. Juan Soto being one of them. Goes from the Nationals, has his probably one of the worst years of his career. But last year, Juan Soto at home in San Diego hit like 240. On the road, he hit 307. Xander Bogaerts, not great at home. So whatever the reason was, putting pressure on himself, injuries, didn't like hitting at San Diego. Well, he's got to figure that one out because he's there for a long time.
Yep.
I think he has a better year.
All right, and wrapping it up at 36, your NL Cy Young winner, Blake Snell.
Back-to-back Padres, though I don't think Blake Snell is going to be a Padre next year. Blake Snell comes in at 36 on this list of top 50 players for next year. Remember that. Obviously, Blake Snell was a better player than number 36 in all of baseball in 2023. because he went 14-9 with a 2.25 ERA and 234 strikeouts. Do I think Blake Snell puts up those numbers again next year? No. But do I think Blake Snell will sign somewhere and be an ace of a staff? I really do. He's that good. I think he figured it out. I know he still walked a lot of guys, but really figured it out when Gary Sanchez got there with the Padres. We talked to him down on the field in San Diego, said, hey, what'd you figure out? I'm just relaxing more. I'm playing video games. I'm going golfing. I'm not putting so much pressure on myself. I'm just relaxing. And that led to arguably the best year of his career. I know he won another Cy Young, but these numbers were phenomenal. So, Alex, continuing on, the top 50 players of 2024. At 40, Gunar Henderson. 39, Zack Greinke. 38, Alex Bregman. 37, Xander Bogaerts. And at number 36, Blake Snell.
Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.